believes I can't sleep.
It's time to listen to Courtney at last on the Ramblings of an Insomniac podcast.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Ramblings of an Insomniac. I am Courtney. Hello. Gosh, my fountain in the background might be a little much. If you don't know it's a fountain, it sounds like somebody is peeing. So it might be a little too much in the background. Maybe it's soothing. I don't know. Maybe it'll make you have to go to the bathroom. So hello. How is everybody doing after watching the debates? I know I'm tardy to the party. I was going to make a podcast the day of the debate. I actually did a bunch of social media stuff and podcasts, and then my phone started having a lot of issues, and long story short, I could not put up my podcast or any of my social media stuff. So I'm a bit tardy to the party. Oh, Gwen, no. Oh, holy God, get down. That was what I was trying to prevent. Gwendolyn, come on. Oh my gosh, my dog just went outside, Gwen, in her kiddie pool. Come on, Gwenny. And decided, this is what I was coming in for. She decided that she was going to go out into my kiddie pool. And then there is like some dirt in my backyard. And she likes to go into the kiddie pool, play in it, and then walk around outside, which has a mixture of dirt and grass because all my grass hasn't grown in yet. And it's clay, by the way, not just dirt, it's clay. So clay is even worse than dirt. It stains, it gets everywhere. But she got out of the pool, walked all over the place, and then immediately jumped onto my brand new, just put on clean sheets. Tell you, I know I have a menagerie of animals, but my goodness. All right. So anyway, what has been keeping me up? What is preventing me from counting sheep, getting good rest? Well, I don't want to say I hope we're all up and we're all worried. I don't want everybody to be having a panic attack. But I also, at the same time, do want everyone to start really fully being aware, fully realizing just how impactful it is to have that debate shown on TV, shown on national television, because people who have been sheltered and media, the media like CNN and MSNBC has been editing Biden for a long time. So a lot of Democrats weren't aware of how bad he was, because at first I was like, how in God's name? How is it remotely possible? How is it even remotely feasible that after the debate was the very first time that a lot of Democrats have seen Biden and actually experienced his dementia? Because this isn't the first time. In fact, the debate, he was better than ever. Of course, he was terrible. Of course, he was awful. But sadly, that was better than he's been in a long time. So I kept saying, how in the hell have people not noticed this like a year ago? I've been saying for a year now that he has dementia. So how is it that for the past year, not one single Democrat has been paying attention or noticing? And how is it the debate was the very first time that they were experiencing and witnessing just how bad his dementia is? But then I thought, a lot of news medias edit. I mean, you have to do some seriously crafty editing to make Biden look decent. But I think they must have done some very, very crafty editing, because apparently they haven't been paying attention, or they just had their heads so far up their own asses that they genuinely hadn't noticed. Maybe their pride was so ballooned up, they were so puffed up with pride that they didn't notice. They didn't want to admit they were wrong. They didn't want to admit that the person that they had been defending and standing up for and supporting and encouraging everybody else to support and telling everybody that didn't support him was a bunch of racist Nazis and transphobic, bigoted, hateful people. Maybe they were like, oh, damn, we're dumb. We're dumb. I mean, honestly, how on earth has there been not one single time? Maybe also people just don't pay attention. People probably just don't watch the news and then go around talking out their asses and just going, oh, Biden's fine. Biden's fine. Do I ever watch anything whatsoever with Biden in it? Do I watch the news? Do I keep up with current affairs at all? No. I just heard it from my friend's friend. My friend's friend told me, Kim Kardashian told me. I know I bring up Kim Kardashian a lot. It's not like she listens to my podcast. And even if she did, it's not like she would give a shit. I hope she doesn't. Why would she? Why would she care? But I think that people just genuinely don't pay attention to current affairs and they see things through their own eyes. I've done it. I'm not perfect, of course. Sometimes I've seen things one-sided. Sometimes I don't want to admit that I'm wrong. We all do it. No one's perfect. But at this point, you can't have a dementia patient in charge of the red button. I mean, these are American lives. These are human lives at stake. You cannot sacrifice lives because you don't want to admit that you're wrong because of your ego. I mean, come on, again, human lives, people. You cannot sit here and sacrifice the fact that you don't want to admit that you screwed up. Or are they doing, see, this is what I don't get though. So number one, we can't have someone with dementia at the helm because everybody saw that debate. So foreign leaders have seen or watched that footage. Other countries have watched that footage and they now know just exactly what Biden looks like, what his capability is. And right now is the time that they would probably pounce. Right now is the time that, sorry, I'm letting my dogs out. Right now is the time that they probably would want to pounce because they know that we have a very, very weak person at the helm. That's not good. We're just sitting ducks here. We're just sitting out here totally vulnerable. We're like a naked person walking around on stage for all the world to watch and point at. Only people like Putin know. I mean, you do not want to fuck with China. You don't want to fuck with Russia. And you don't want us to come off as if we are so weak that we don't even know up and down what day it is, where they're at. He needs to go and relax. He needs to retire. He needs to be cared for. I've said this 1,000 times. I'm going to say it 1,001. Shame on his wife. Shame on his administration. Shame on his family for not giving him care. They need to be in charge. They need to be charged with elder abuse. It is elder abuse. Biden needs to go and eat his ice cream in peace. He certainly shouldn't be in charge of making life and death decisions. I mean, this is beyond if you like Trump or not. This has nothing whatsoever to do with Trump. I'm so tired of people being like, what? You either hate Biden or you love Trump. No, you can hate both. You can like both. You can hate someone as a person, but think that they do a great job as a president. You can think someone does a terrible job as a president, but still not want them to be paraded around like a big show pony it's like the Democrats know that he's bad and they are intentionally parading him around and ruining every ounce of dignity he had left. I mean, again, I don't think he really had any left, but the tiny shred that he did is gone, and shame on them. They know what they're fucking doing. Part of me says they did this on purpose. They knew he was going to look bad because they want Trump to win, because they want to put Trump in jail while he's president so that they can say that they put Trump in jail while he's president. So they can say they threw an acting president in jail and go, ha ha. They don't give a fuck about the country. They're just playing games. They're playing childish games with our lives, with our economy. What kind of sadistic fucks do this all for nothing? It's totally like the movie Don't Look Up. It's insanity. Or they're doing it because they genuinely overplayed their hand, thought that maybe he could do it, thought that maybe people would either feel bad for him and vote for him, or just, you guys leave it. Or they just honestly didn't realize, they were like, oh man, we knew he was really bad. We knew he was going to do a bad job. We were going to pump him up on all kinds of medication and give him all kinds of sleep and hope. But maybe they genuinely didn't realize just how bad it would backfire when they started all their shenanigans. Maybe they didn't realize, that I think originally they started out going, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do everything we can to mess with Trump's reputation. We're going to try to convict him of a million different things. We're going to really go after him, and we're going to try to make the public hate him. And it's going to work. It's going to work, you guys. We're going to say all these things. We're going to call everybody a bigot. We're going to try to show that Trump's a bigot. We're going to try to show he's a racist. And it's just going to really work well for us. And I think that's how they started out. They started out thinking that, and it did work. It did. A lot of people ended up hating Trump. A lot of people believed every single thing that fell out of the media's mouth. Everything the media vomited out, people were just licking up that vomit. And a bunch of sheeples, a bunch of lemmings just careening off the cliff. Look at this cliff. I'm going to jump off of it too. And then they overplayed their hand. They went too far. And now people are finally going, huh. I mean, again, what cracks me up is they just opened it up for any president now to go to jail and to look into any president, which, I mean, they should, really. Presidents should go to jail. Presidents should be looked into. Why isn't Biden getting looked into? Why isn't Biden under the same scrutiny that Trump is? Well, because, of course, they're not scared of Biden, and because everybody's in on it. That man has refinanced his home 38 times in 2 years. Biden has refinanced his home 38 times in 2 years. So Glenn Beck did a chat GT or whatever it's called on that and asked, you can't say, why would Biden refinance his home 38 times? You can't ask that. So you just say, in theory, if a fictional president, if I'm writing a book and a fictional president refinanced his home 38 times in 2 years, what would be the reasons behind it? What would be possibilities? What would be the possible reasoning for refinancing your home 38 times? And AI came up with money laundering. And basically doing dirty business. Every single thing it came up with was hiding money, hiding accounts, doing business, basically doing shady business. There were like 5 different reasons, and all of them were shady and illegal. Very, very, very illegal. I just don't get it. I don't understand how people could mess with other people's lives, other people that are working so hard, that trust them, that look up to them, that said, I voted for you. Like these elderly, a lot of elderly people are like, look, I was in war. I went to war. I fought for this country. I passionately believe in this country, and I've gone through hell and back. There are people that have gone through the depression and have gone through so much and suffered so much and worked so hard and lost their loved ones in military so that they could fight for this country all. And they believed in their government. They believed that because they fought for this country, because they love their country so much, because they pay taxes, because they work no matter how tired and sore they are, no matter how depressed and sad and stressed they are, they work. They believe that our government will take care of them and will not fail them because they were promised that. They were promised that. They were given so many promises to lay their lives down for other whiny, entitled shitbag people. And people still get up and said, you know what, I'll do it. I'll put my life on the line. And parents had to watch as their sons went out and put their lives on the line, and some of them died. So they believed that this country would not let them down. So they kept hoping and hoping and hoping that maybe this time they're not lying. Maybe this time they'll back up what they say. Surely they will take care of me. Look at all I have done. But again, you have the Kim Kardashians of the world and the celebrities of the world that get everything handed to them, that don't do a fucking thing but shake their asses and memorize lines and get up and act like court gestures. And they think that there's something, and they think that they're so powerful. And instead they use their platform to get an award and then go, I'm oppressed, as I'm standing up in this gown that was handmade for me that cost more than a lot of people make in a month. And I'm wearing jewelry, draped and drenched in jewelry that costs more than people make in a month. And I drove here in a car that costs more than what people make in a year. But I'm oppressed, and I'm going to use this platform that I was, I wanted to become an actor supposedly because I wanted to, it's my passion. I love it. No. And then you use it because you want to get rich, and that's fine. Who doesn't? People want money. Money's great. I don't fault people for wanting money. But why we worship celebrities is beyond me. Why we give them free stuff is beyond me. If Jay-Z gets up one more fucking time to defend his wife, clearly Beyonce doesn't win awards because clearly people don't think she's as great as she thinks she is. She thinks she's something, and that's great. I personally think Beyonce sounds like a cow in heat when she sings. She has the worst voice. Can't stand the woman. Never have. I don't think she's pretty. Everything on her's fake. She's not pretty. And I'm getting real sick and tired of her acting like she's so profound. I made something called Lemonade, and it was so profound, and nobody got it. And I didn't get the credit that I deserved because just nobody got it. No, people got it. They just thought it was shit. Beyonce. You keep not winning awards because you're garbage, and people are tired of your pretentious fucking attitude, and we're tired of your ugly ass husband who cheats. Oh, it's just so infuriating. So infuriating. I don't know. Pride is a big thing. Confidence is always good, of course. Confidence is great. People should have confidence, but the ego thing can get you into a lot of trouble. I like Trump a lot as a president, but his ego, sometimes that's what gets him in trouble. His mouth gets him in trouble. He says idiotic things. He says things that are out of line sometimes. But you know what? The man has endured more than most people ever will. He has been absolutely scrutinized in a way that no one has. And then people are like, he's not handling it well. Well, the man isn't sleeping. He has every single facet of the world up his ass at every moment. He has been investigated for the past like 6 years by every branch of the government, hardcore. Every social media platform has been relentless with his entire family. Imagine people following you around, putting down your family and spreading a bunch of lies about you for 6 years. Just calling you horrible names, calling your son. At the time, Barron was like 10, 12 years old, and they started calling him horrible names and saying terrible things about him. Again, if anybody did that, God forbid, to Sasha and Malia or whatever the fuck the Obama ugly ass kids' names are, people would be like, oh my God. Oh, heavens to Bitsy. Did you hear? I mean, the double standards these days. I don't know. People aren't hearing. They're not listening. They're just talking. There's no listening going on. There's just yelling and talking so that people can hear themselves talk. It's a crazy world. It is a crazy world, and people think that when or if Trump becomes president, and here's the thing, what are they going to do? Are they going to do the 25th Amendment and say, hey, you're clearly not fit? And then he has to want to step down, but he has dementia, so he's not in his right mind. He can't make that decision. So then who would they have step in? It's supposed to be the vice president, at least until January, supposed to be the vice president. So it's supposed to be Kamala. That is the entire point of a vice president. The entire purpose of a vice president is to step in when the president is no longer able. And he's definitely no longer capable. That's for sure. There shouldn't be anybody else looked at. And then as far as who's going to run for president, it better not be Michelle Obama. I keep getting told that Michelle hated the White House so much that there's no way that she'll even think about running. And then people are like, oh, but what about Hillary? And then they're like, no, everybody hates Hillary. Democrats aren't going to ask Hillary. But I'm like, I don't know. And then they're like, well, what about Gavin Newsom? I don't know. It's probably going to be some transgender person it's probably going to be Dylan Mulvaney. We elect Dylan Mulvaney. If AOC, could you imagine? Oh my God, it'd be like a big sorority. Everybody would be doing belly shots. It would just be like a big old sorority. Welcome to the White House. Do you want to have a pillow fight and some drinks? It'd be interesting. Same with Dylan. It'd probably be the exact same thing with Dylan. I don't know about shots, but probably pillow fights and just what the hell other countries must think. Again, although it doesn't really matter what some of these countries think, because what the fuck are they doing? Again, France, I'm talking to you. You can't talk. Your country's shit. What do you have to offer? You're garbage. I love Germany. Love them. But, I mean, they're not really offering. Mosby, come on. Mo, let's go. Good boy. Switzerland, again, you guys contribute nothing. England, you're a shit show. Huge shit show. Greece, you got nothing. You're not contributing anything. There's a lot of countries that aren't doing anything, don't contribute anything, and haven't throughout history, and have always relied on us. And then they act like they're big and tough. You're not big and tough when you can't do anything without others. I'm just going to throw that out there. When you need other countries to protect you, your odds are you're probably not as cool as you think you are. So yeah, I mean, Australia, crap country. Again, I'm not talking about the people in France. I'm not talking about the people in Germany. Not talking about the people in Switzerland, Canada, Australia, England. I'm not talking about the people. I'm saying how they run their countries are garbage, just as much as ours. Maybe worse, some of them. Well, Switzerland doesn't run their country poorly. Actually, I don't know a lot about Switzerland. I just misspoke. I don't really know a ton about Switzerland, so I really shouldn't be talking out my ass like a Democrat. Oh, I don't know. But anyway, people think that if Trump becomes president, that he's going to be this, Jesus saving us and that everything is going to just go back to normal. And it takes a long time to undo this bullshit. It's going to take a lot longer than 4 years to undo this nonsense. I mean, illegals are already here. You can go ahead and say deport, deport, deport. Okay, but you got to wrestle them all up like cattle. You got to herd them all. Where are we going to find them? It's not like they're like, hello, we're here. No, they're all scurried off like cockroaches. They've all went into a hubble somewhere getting ready to rape. And I'm not saying that all illegal immigrants coming in. I saw this fucking stupid bumper sticker that said, no human is illegal. Yeah. All the humans that go into another country illegally are illegal. Now, they're trying to say that because when you're born, it's not your fault you're born, therefore you're not illegal. Okay, that's great. But you are an illegal human when you get old enough to walk across or drive across or ride across a border that doesn't belong to you, knowing that you're not allowed in that country. So yes, humans are illegal. But you're not going to round up every illegal immigrant. And I realize not every illegal immigrant is bad, but they are, really, because they knowingly came to this country knowing that it was illegal. They consciously made a decision to commit a crime. I'm sorry if your country is terrible. I totally understand sanctuary if you actually are from a country where you're going to get beheaded because of your religion or your sexual orientation. If you're going to get beheaded and they're going to, or torture you because of your religion or sexual orientation, I get why you're going to try to go to another country and you're going to do that illegally. Gwendolyn. But a lot of those people, that's not the case. They're just coming over here to try and get free shit and to try and go to a country that's better than theirs. But fuck you. Do it the right way. I have mercy on you. I'm sorry that you don't like your country. That sucks that you don't like your country. I have empathy. But if I go to your country illegally, it's wrong. It's wrong for Americans to go to anybody else's country illegally. And it's wrong no matter what country you're coming from. I'm not just talking about, it's funny that people, when you say if you're an illegal immigrant, people are like, Mexicans aren't, I'm not just fucking talking about Mexicans. I'm talking about Canadians. I don't want illegal Canadians here either. I don't want illegal people from Ireland here. I don't want people from Belize. I don't want people from any other country here illegally. It doesn't matter the country. I love that people just assume that I'm talking about Mexico and then they call me racist. Interesting how that works. Very interesting. Anyway, it's a shit show. It's pretty scary. People should not be taking it as lightly as they are. A lot of Democrats are like, well, it's a fake. Okay, what in the hell is going on with people thinking that this is a fake AI Biden or someone wearing a mask? No, it's just called old age and dementia, and that's what it does to your ears, and that's what it does to your eyes, and it's called medication. So when you take a lot of medication and you get old, remember, he's old and he has dementia and he's on a lot of medication and he has a boatload of stress from being such a shady fucking crime lord. Oh, my dog just made the most ESPN catch ever. But it's not a mask. It's not an AI. It's not a fake Biden. It's the real Biden. It's just that, again, people have their head rammed so far up each other's asses that they don't want to admit that their beloved savior is actually just old and is incapable of running this country. And they don't want to admit they're wrong. And people would rather sacrifice lives than to admit they're wrong and to deflate their ego. It's pretty scary. Pretty scary, guys. Anyway, What's going on in your neck of the woods? What is going on in your country? What's going on at your job? On that note, speaking of job, we hired someone new, and let me just say she was homeschooled. Her entire family was homeschooled, and she's smarter than any kid I've met that goes to public school. I got to tell you that. And she's a harder worker than most people in their mid to late 20s or older. I was a little reluctant, I'm not going to lie. Not because she was homeschooled. The fact she was homeschooled, I loved. But it was interesting because I currently have two younger people, 16 and 18, and they are kicking butt far more than any late 20-year-old person that we've had working for us in the past 10 years. So, hey, shout out to the hard workers out there, not just the young ones, to anybody. Shout out to anybody that's actually working. Good for you. As we all know, I just love lazy people. Anyway, hey, I did a podcast on this, and I mentioned something about it on my last podcast on my social media, but it's almost 4th of July, and I'm going through our town, and I would say there's probably 10% of the population that has 4th of July decorations out, and our streets do not have flags yet. Now, how is it the 2nd of July and there's not a goddamn fucking American flag out? Why does everybody go out for Christmas, go all out for Christmas, all out for Halloween? And then they just saw the shit show debate. People should be completely all America'd out right now. They should be like, America, America, fuck yeah. I mean, we should be completely decked out, very much singing praises of America right now. We should be banding together, uniting, we the people. We the fucking people. We should be united. Now more than ever, we should be united because this is some scary shit that's going on. This is freaky, and we all need to band together. And over the 4th of July, what an appropriate time to be patriotic, to love our country, to love this country that people are wanting so much to move to. If this country is so bad, why do people, long before Biden, I'm talking before Biden, I'm talking when people were coming here legally and wanting to come here legally, and they want to jump through all of the hoops and go through all the crap and wait. They were willing to wait and take tests and do what they needed to do to become an American citizen. If we are such a terrible country, why were people willing to do that? Why are there still people willing to do that? Knowing that there are illegal immigrants, there are still people willing to jump through the appropriate legal channels to become a citizen of this country. Anybody out there that talks shit about America is jealous. Just jealous. Including the people that live here. The people that live here are just entitled, spoiled, rotten brats that need a good spanking and slapped upside the fucking head. They need to be picked up and dropped in the middle of Egypt, in the middle of Iran, in the middle of Palestine. Get all the Portland and all the Eugene and all the Bend and all the Chicago and all the New York and all of California. Get them all together, get them on shitty cargo planes and drop them off in the middle of all these countries that they love more than America, to where even 2 days before its birthday, refuse to show any kind of patriotism whatsoever. How do you not show patriotism now more than ever? Right before our elections? Right before our country's birthday? Oh, God, it pisses me off. I went and got stuff to put on my face. I have all kinds of shirts. I have beads. I love this country. I want it on record that I love America. And I think We are the best country. Sorry, all you other countries. I'm sure all you guys are great, and I think you have beautiful countries. There are many countries that I think are beautiful, historical, amazing. The people in them are amazing. But this country, before Biden, we've had our hiccups. We have our flaws. We certainly have our flaws, but we are a great country. And I hope to God that people say the flag salute and that on the 4th of July, we stop and take a moment to realize, those of us that live in this country, just how freaking lucky we are. I hope we take a moment to really, really, really think about how lucky we are to live in this country, to be grateful. And we all really do need to band together as one. Anyway, I love this country and shout out to it. Happy early birthday, America. I think you rock. I'm wishing everybody else a wonderful day. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate it. You guys take care, and until next time.